Inhaling up, and welcome to Judy's Mind Body. Feeling the opening here as you inhale up. Feeling the exhale down slowly, tongue on the upper palate. And that's called the Qigong breath. Breathing through the nose first purifies the air, and then exhaling down, tongue on the upper palate, comes down through the central channel of your esophagus. So now you exhale down, tongue on the upper palate. It'll make a noise. As you inhale up, feel the nose clarify anything that's there, those little hairs in the nose, purify everything. And as you exhale down, just feel that exhale coming down through the throat. And let it make a noise. This is also called expansion when you inhale out and up, and contraction when you come down through the throat here with the tongue on the upper palate next to the teeth, upper teeth. And the name of this Qigong move is triple burner. You're coming through 3 energy centers. The primary being the abdomen, the secondary being the heart and lungs, and the top is the head. And that's 3, 2, 1 energy centers as you exhale down, and 1, 2, 3 as you inhale up. So that's expansion, and this is contraction. Two more of triple burner. Last one, notice how you take one long breath in and a very slow breath out. And that's called relaxation response. And then we really need to shake out after that. So shake out your body, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your upper body. Shake it out. Good. All right. Now we're going to do several groundings. So inhale to the heart and lungs and exhale back down on one breath to the abdomen. And now you're going to inhale up a little farther. So extend the spine each time you inhale. And as you exhale down here, see if you can maintain that length in the spine. And now we're going to bring it up to the trees. Open the heart area, expand out. Inhale. And sink it down slowly on an exhale with your tongue on the upper palate. Feel this inhale. Now you're going to come up to the hills that surround us and exhale down. Each time it gets harder because you have to exhale all the way if you can. Otherwise, just take an extra breath. Don't faint. Come all the way up here and exhale down. Now you're exhaling from a much higher place than we started. We only added 3 dantians, and now we've got several more. Now we're going to come all the way up here towards the sky. Slight back bend of the upper spine. Inhale here, and then exhale down slowly, but you might need a couple extra breaths. So you're the guard of your own body. And you'll feel a wonderful inhale here at the end, which opens you up. Good. So that's a slow part of Qigong practice. Qigong is, there's lots of extensions. You might have an extension out here. You might have an extension out here. And each time you're lengthening the arm. When we get to the Tai Chi Chih, all we want to feel is that all our joints are relaxed and we've already practiced our extensions. Okay, now we're going to bring it up Extend it up and bring it down. Extend it up on the other side and bring it down. Good. Now bring it out and you're going to do a spinal twist. So you're going to inhale here and in the center, bring the arms out to the side in a T, and then exhale slowly past the center. You're doing a 3/4 turn at this point. Inhale center, and then exhale to the other side. Inhale center. Now take it up a little higher and exhale over here towards your right. When I mirror you, come back to center and exhale to your left. And feel the hips, the upper body, the head, and the third eye. The third eye comes from a yoga thing. It's the center of the forehead. And you use that as you turn so that you're not looking down. You want to keep the head lifted as if by a string from the back of the skull. And that connection all the way down from the top of the head through the upper spine here and the neck goes all the way to your tailbone. So you want to feel that there's a connection between the crown of the head here and the tailbone, and there's length. So really feel that length. Okay. All right. So we've done a little bit of a spinal twist. We've done triple burner. And now we're going to do, after our groundings, we're going to do Buddha picks up the earth. So now you're going to start up high with your extensions. Inhale and then exhale down. And as you come up through the center body, inhale here. And right when you get almost to your chin, push the world up into the sky. Whoosh. And I like something like wishu because when you do that, you're using your core. Inhale. Wishu. Whoosh. And one more, a Buddha picks up the earth and throws it into the sky. Whoosh. And you can feel that effect of the core with that, which is really nice. Okay, now we're going to do knocking at the gates. This is more aerobic, but it's all part of our warm-up. And as you do knocking at the gates, you want to tap with the front arm, and when it hits the back, it'll be your hands because you're tapping your buttocks and the front body, both. So that's the first gate we have is the abdomen. All those organs here and the back buttocks. Good. Now we come back here. Let's ground it first before we go on to the kidneys. Inhale, sink it down. Rest on global energy for a moment, and you're in resistance to gravity here. Good. Now you're going to go into the next one, which will be the gates, knocking at the gates at the kidneys, the center body, right about the waist area, and maybe a little bit below, but you decide what feels good to you. And you're going to slide on the ball of the foot and release the heel so that you keep knee, ankle, and hip together, and that affects the whole way you stand. Good. Now we come center. Feet are like this is called rider on horse position. Because if you got off your horse, you'd have a hard time just bringing your feet together. So rider on horse here. You're going to exhale down. And you're just going to tap here. It's a very good way to ground when the feet are in a V like that. This is the lung points. And then we're going to make some noise with our voices. So take a breath in and say, open really wide and say, ah. Okay, ready? Tarzan. Ah. And you're tapping that point here, right at your sternum. Again, inhale. Ah. And now we go up into head voice. Ah. Aha. Aha. Try it again. Aha. 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 Good. And go back to the chest voice. Ah, ah. Now go up to head voice. Ah, ah. Good. Shake it out. The warm up of the voice is really important. Okay, now we're going to pick up a feather over here and let it go. Flatten the palm as it comes down and you look back at your wall. Here's the inhale. Thumb and forefinger are together. Exhale down and you flatten the palm. You're also doing a weight shift. So you're coming forward, bending the front knee, straightening the back leg, and you're on your back toe or ball of the foot. You come back and now you're solidly on that back foot and you're letting this front toe come up. Lots of things you can do with this picking up a feather and letting it go. Good. Let's go to the other side. So thumb and forefinger together, you pick up a feather. And when you let it go, you flatten the palm on the exhale. Okay, let's try that side. 2, and 1 more of picking up a feather and letting it go. Awareness of your weight shifting here. And shake it out again. Good. All right, our next move is going to be the Buddhist walk. And this is to get the feet ready. And you start with the heel of the foot and you move it through the ball of the foot. But preceding that is a glide through the middle of the foot, which is the bubbling spring. So we're going to shift over to your right and bring the left heel forward. And as we go forward, we're going to pull ropes here. So inhale and say wishu. Whoosh. Heel. Whoosh. Middle of the foot, front. Whoosh. Whoosh. And 1 more. Whoosh. Good. Going back the opposite way, starting with a toe first. Whoosh. 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 Last one. Whoosh. Good. Shake it out again. And our next move is going to be exhaling down here and preparing to bring our palms behind us like this and hold our shoulders down. And you're going to bring your chin to the chest and roll maybe one ear to the one shoulder and opposite shoulder, going around in a circle. If you hold the shoulders down and back like this, it's much safer than if you leave the shoulders coming up. So you keep the shoulders down. And we'll go back the opposite way. So you just went to the right first. Now you're going to go to the left. Inhale. And around to the right. Chin to the chest. 2, 3. Good. Back to center. And you want to watch the nose because it sometimes wants to come up. See if you can just keep everything parallel, including the chin to the floor as you do the next one. And this is going to be the owl. I like to bring my arms out here because I'm preparing for Tadasana mountain pose later. So you're going to come inhale, lengthening through the spine as much as you can. And you're going to twist the head slowly towards your right. Inhale. The owl sees very far. So use that third eye to see as far as you can. Maybe you can bring the chin right opposite the shoulder. If not, don't worry about it. Come back to center on the inhale. And now you're going to twist the opposite way towards your left. And back to center on the inhale. Good. Shoulder rolls. Fingers right inside The shoulders right there. Inhale forward, up. Exhale down. The shoulder blades will roll down the back, right back there as you bring the shoulders forward, up, back and down. You inhale here in front and you exhale the shoulders down the back. The shoulder blades almost touch, but they never do. So you can imagine that you've got a peach pit there and you want to bring them together as much as you can, the shoulder blades. And now we're going to go the opposite way, back, up, forward and down. 2, 3. The exhale's in front. Inhale is in back. 4, 5, and let's do one more. The shoulders are really important. Good, because that's what opens your spine. If you're walking a lot, you want to really check everything, like how you see from here to 15 feet away so that you don't trip. You know, this is where getting energy right here to do this will help you. If you start to fall, you'll have some strength in your legs. Okay, so our next one is going to be that brings the arms out into a T. Use your rider on horse position to really feel grounded. And you're going to circle the wrists forward. 3, 4, let's go to 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. 9 is the noble Chinese number, so we go to that as much as we can. You're going to inhale forward now and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Now shake it out again. Because if you have problems in your shoulders, you might want to just bring it down lower or modify for your own body. Feet in a V now, we're going to do the rolls of the hips. Forward to your right, back to your left, forward. Use all 5 points. Here's your first, second, third, fourth, fifth. 1, 2. Yeah, you just want to feel that you go all the way around there. And once you get a nice circle that's working with your hips, you can speed it up a little bit. Make sure that the knees are soft. I like to put one hand on my tummy and one on my low back. If that helps you, it just keeps everything together for me. Good. Now we're going to go the other way. So forward with the butt, and with the stomach, and you're going to inhale here, and you're going to move around to the left. So be forward, left, back, right, forward. Once you get that in your mind and in your body, then you can get the circle moving here, or you can use your hand. Use one finger, and that'll give you the loop that you need. Good. Okay, coming down the body, we're going to come into a forward bend next. So bring the arms up here. And you're going to fold forward halfway, flattening your back like you're on a diving board and somebody's pulling your fingers. So even your head moves forward here. Flat back. And now you're going to round the back and let go. So round and let go. And just drape yourself over the front of your feet. Good. Now inhale the backs of the palms together. This is called the fountain. Inhale all the way up. Slight back bend of the upper spine. Come back to center here with your palms. And now, as you exhale, come halfway and let's just hold out there like you're going to dive. Somebody's teaching you how to dive. Flatten the back and now round it and let go. And your knees have also let go, but not ever going beyond the big toe here. So one more here. And you can also do this by adding a core thing like the washu as you come down. So you could try that or the way we just learned in 2 steps. Inhale, we're going to add washu. Whoosh. Come back up again on the inhale, and we'll do another washoot or whatever you want to do there. Inhale, washoot. Whoosh. And last one of the fountain. Whoosh. Yes, and now stay there for a second. Bring your feet out into a V. Open your thighs, and you're going to tap coming up to the middle of the body and fold forward and tap coming down. Again, you want to come to the inside of the calves, the inside of the thighs, and create a nice V with your feet. Good. Now come back a little bit parallel here, if that's better for you. And we're going to tap down this arm and tap up it and tap across to our Tarzan point. Aha! Try that again. Notice how your voice is better than it was before. And you're going to go over here down this arm and up it. Good. And now you're going to, with your feet open again, you're going to brush down the top of the arm and brush down underneath it and brush down over here on the other side and underneath it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to keep the number of times you do on each side relatively the same so that you exercise everything. Okay, rubbing your hands. We're going to rub and pinch ourselves a little bit here. Once again, if you have injuries, just accommodate them. Don't pinch what hurts. You have to remember where you are. Good. And now we're going to come down the legs. Good. Coming back up. Relax. And we'll do a little bit of the knees. So bringing the knees together here. Fold forward from the hips, flat back here. Take hold of the knees, especially the outside of the ligaments there, to make sure that your hands are open here. But you want to come forward, right, or how about forward, right, back, left? I like to start using the clock correctly. So clockwise. And now forward, left, back, right, forward. Counterclockwise. Holding on to the ligaments of the knees, and the legs are together. Good. Fold forward all the way down. Open the legs here for a moment. Come back up for the prayer twist from yoga. And this is a really great balance thing. So you're going to bring your hands into prayer. Maybe bring them up first, extending, and then bring the prayer down to your chest area and come forward on the feet to release your heels and back. And this is a prayer twist. And you're going to twist, inhale first and exhale, twisting towards your right with the heels up a little bit. They don't have to be up a lot, just a little bit. And coming back to center, it's a balance pose. And then taking the prayer to the left side on your exhale. Exhaling the hips, the upper body, the third eye, and keeping it all together. Come back to center. And then twist the opposite way. And as you come back to center here, now open the feet a little bit and try the Qigong version of that spinal twist. Your propeller. You're going to inhale here, and just like the beginning airplanes, you're going to inhale and then exhale to your right with the hips, the upper body. The third eye is really important here, the middle of the forehead, so that you don't look down. Inhale center and then go to the left. And it's a 3/4 turn. So this is really great for us because it's a great balance pose. A little bit more open than the prayer twist, but the prayer twist in many ways is harder. Okay, come back to center on the inhale. Very good. Shake it out. Inhale here. We're going to do some groundings before we begin the full Tai Chi Chih practice. And I would also suggest that that you get some water. If you need water, have it nearby and use it before we begin the Tai Chi Chih. Tai Chi Chih is considered a health practice, and it's because we're working with the chi, which is different from the prana. And the prana you touch, but with the chi, it's more of an external kind of feeling that you're getting energy from what you're doing. And so even when we do the weight shifts in Tai Chi Chih, uh, we'll look at those for a moment. But let's first shake it out and come into Tadasana, mountain pose. And we all need to feel like a mountain these days. So feel the top of your mount of the mountain is right here at the back of the skull, and lengthen up through there and open the arms out like you're opening out into the world and all the other mountains around you. And now bring the palms down and just breathe. Take a breath in from the abdomen, rib cage, upper chest. Exhale down, upper chest, rib cage, abdomen. And inhale, expand the abdomen, expand the rib cage, expand the upper chest, and the collarbones will rise. And as you come down, exhale, maintaining the collarbones having risen. Back down to the abdomen. And one more 3-part breath. 3, 2, 1. Just standing there like the mountain. We're going to look at a couple weight shifts before we begin. So this is the primary weight shift that we use. You can come behind a chair or a stool and inhale, bringing up the heels, and then exhale back towards the heels. But when you start doing rocking motion, which is our first forward, back, up, down weight shift, you won't need to make it very big. So when you do the rocking motion, it's all very slow. You're literally making a figure 8 around both sides here. Here's your inhale. And here's your exhale. And notice how you really don't need to work very hard at this, but you do need to realize that you're coming forward through the bubbling spring, then to the front of the foot on the inhale and going back towards the heels. And when you come forward, the heels rise and back. When you go back, the toes rise in front. It's not always intuitive, so this takes practice. And everything is slow, moving from the center. And if you need to use a stool, for example, for accessibility, you can play with making it taller if you want. You can go up here and go back just to strengthen those feet. So lots of ways you can work with these things. Okay, that's going to be our first weight shift. Our second weight shift, if you have a stool or a chair, or if you can imagine yourself with one, your feet are in a V, and you're going to come forward on the inhale first, and then you're going to come forward and bring your weight into the balls of the feet, and the heels will rise, and you go back up like this, and you can make this bigger. So you can go like this, and then go like this. and that'll strengthen your feet. Rising, sinking. Okay, that has a rising, sinking movement in it. And the third thing that I wanted to mention was the forward back weight shift. So if you come outside of your stool or chair and you shift towards the chair and release this left foot and bring it out like this, holding on, you can practice your weight shift. So here, if you have the stool where you can see it, you come across like this without falling into the chair, and you completely weight this foot. So this is your yawn leg. It's slightly bent at the knee, and the other leg comes up. You release it out, and then you drop it. When you drop it, you'll notice that your back foot's in a 45-degree angle to the front leg. And then you want to feel like you could move it back and forth so because you don't want to hit that knee, that heel. So the size of your weight shift sideways is not enormously big. It's not like it's out there. It's just right here. Here's your inhale. The back heel comes up. Here's your exhale. The front toe will rise. And it's all very minimal, so you hardly lift the heel and back. You hardly lift the toe in front. But as you do this, the body is learning how to support itself, preferably on a rug with no shoes on. So you feel the middle of the foot. Okay, on the other side, I'm going to shift towards this chair here to bring the outside leg forward. So I'm going to bend to this knee, bring up this heel and this knee, and open out there that way, extending the leg. Now I'm going to drop the leg, and the leg is already in the back, is already at a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to practice going forward. The back heel will rise back there, back, and the front toe will rise. And in the middle, I'll feel like I'm gliding over the bubbling spring. So those are certain basics that we have in Tai Chi Chih that are very slow, but they have to do with feeling what's going on, the elements of a forward back weight shift. And then the last weight shift we have when we get to carry the ball to the side is one that takes you over here and then takes you back. So dance this one. And if you've got a stool, boy, it's really beneficial because you can warm yourself up this way. Okay, so when we do the side to side weight shift for carry the ball to the side, you'll wind up here, pick up a ball, and drop this heel out. This knee is bent, and you come across with your hips. 2, 3. Good. Now bring in the outside heel, which is your right foot. Wind up. Left heel comes out. 1, 2, 3. Good. And see if you can kind of let the forearms and the wrist go. Third one. 1, 2, 3. Good. Bring in that foot and sink it down. Now wind up towards your left here. And when you do that, this knee bends a little bit more. This leg's lightweight on the right, and it's just going to drop out because we're moving right now. 1, 2, and let the arms go and just slide across with your hips as if you're on a piano stool. Slide, slide, slide. Good. Left foot comes in. And third one, it's a 3 times 3 move. Almost everything comes to 9. That's the Chinese noble number. So we follow that idea. It all makes sense once you put it all together. Okay, now we've warmed up. What we're doing here is going to be starting with Tai Chi Chih. Rocking motion. Breathing out, breathing in. Two more. Good. Sink it down. Rest on globes of energy in resistance to gravity. Shifting over into this next move, just bring your feet out into a V. For bird flaps its wings. Inhale, and as you exhale, come to the front of the foot and release the heels and drop down. Second cycle of 3. Let's slow it down a little bit. Last cycle of 3. Inhale back to center. Sink it down. Rest on globes of energy in resistance to gravity. Moving right on to our first around the platter, shift from your left to the right here. Feet are in a V, and now bring your left heel forward. Around the platter in chest-high water. The circle begins outside the knee that's forward. Breathe in, breathe out when you pass the heart. 6, 7, 8, 9. Bring the foot back into a V. Inhale here, sink it down. Shift to your left to bring the right heel forward. Around the platter in chest-high water. Two more. Last one. Around the platter variation, we'll pick up a ball of energy at your left shoulder and we'll drop it back into our circle around the platter, right opposite the heart. Inhale here. Two more on the left. of a round the platter variation, a circle within a bigger circle. And one last one really slow. Bring that left foot back in. Good. Feet are in a V. Shift towards your left to bring the right heel forward. Around the platter variation, right side. A circle within a bigger circle. Inhale. Drop it right opposite the heart on the exhale, and it'll go all the way around on that long exhale before you pick it up again. Breathing through the nose, tongue is on the upper palate already. Feel that connection too. Last one, around the platter variation. Feet in a V. Inhale and sink it down. Rest on globes of energy on your exhale in resistance to gravity. And our next move as you shift to your right is going to be bass drum. Left heel comes forward. Here's your inhale and here's your exhale back. Like to think that it's like a wheel here. If you bring your fingers around it, you're inside of that wheel or inside of that drum. And there's energy that surrounds your body as you inhale forward and you exhale back. Three more. A bass drum. And last one, very slow. Beautiful. Notice how that slows your breath down. Inhale and sink it down. Rest on globes of energy. And we move to the left to bring the right heel forward for bass drum. Three more on your right side. Feel the release of the fingers, the wrists, and the forearms. And one last slow one. Feel the chi surround your body. Bring your feet out into a V. Inhale and sink it down, resting on globes of energy. And our next move is daughter on the mountaintop. Here we come back to Tadasana, the mountain pose. You shift to the right, you bring your left heel forward, and you're going up two mountains here. It's going to be heart shape. Your left hand will be the inside circle as you come down, and the palms cross at the wrists, right at the heart. So your left hand will be the inside hand here on both sides. Let's call this 5. We're going to go to 9. Two more on the left. Bring that foot back into a V here. Inhale. And rest on globes of energy, resistance to gravity, and then shift it to the left to bring the right heel forward. Daughter on the mountaintop. Palms are open now as you climb up two mountains in the shape of a heart and still bring your left hand down at the heart. Three more. Last one. Of daughter on the mountaintop, feet into a V. Sink it down. And now we shift to the right to bring the left forward for daughter in the valley. Inhale here, open the chest. Exhale down. Inhale through the central trail. Bring your hands over two mountains very slowly, feeling that energy of the exhale. Releasing any tension in the fingers and the palms and the wrists. Daughter in the valley. Three more on your left side. Last one. Beautiful. Bring your feet back into a V. Sink it down. Shift towards your left. Bring your right heel forward. Daughter in the valley. Inhale and exhale down. And then inhale through the central trail. Come over the tops of the mountains as if you've climbed up them again. And see the view into the valley. Three more of daughter in the valley. Beautiful. Bring the feet back in. Feet are in a V. Inhale and sink it down. And our next move is going to be carry the ball to the side. Walking over to your right side and preparing to carry the ball to the side. Winding up. Releasing your left heel and moving across. Bring in the outside foot and exhale. Second cycle of 3. Feel the hips move across. Bring in your right foot. Winding up, third cycle of 3. And exhale. Carrying it back to the other side, wind up to the left and move it to the right. Bring in the left foot. Exhale. Wind up, release, and boom. And one more. Good. Let's come back to center for push, pull. Feet are in a V. Shift towards your right to bring the left forward, and it's going to be an exhale out with the heel of the hand and down. Push. Fingertips are up, and now turn the palms back to your heart. Pull. Exhale. Inhale. Maintain your circle. This has also been called giving and receiving in Kapasatar, another movement from the same time as the Justin Stone. And this is a movement that comes to depressed populations that need energy or chi. So it's giving and receiving energy. Feel the inhale come back to your heart. Keep the circle moving down and around and up because circles have no ending. Three more on your left side of push, pull, or giving and receiving energy. And we'll make this one the last one on the left. Beautiful. Bring that left foot back into a V. Inhale, exhale down. Shift towards your left. Prepare to bring the right heel forward. Push, pull, right side. Three more. Last one on your right. Your right foot comes back into a V. Inhale, sink it down. And now we do pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. Shift to your right, left foot forward. Fingertips are up this time, and you're going to pull it in from this farthest star that you envision that brings something you want into your life. From the farthest star. Perhaps companionship, peace, joy, love, generosity, whatever it is that you want today, bring it to your heart. Reach out from the distant star and bring the energy through your fingertips on the exhale. Three more, pulling in the energy. on the left. And bring the foot back into a V. Inhale, sink it down. Shift to the right. Left foot comes forward. Sorry, left. Right foot comes forward. Picking up the ball of energy from the most distant star. Bring that energy through the fingertips like it's just sent to you. Inhale out. Exhale back on your left side. Pass the heart and start your exhale. Feel a strong sense that you're going to get the energy you need this week from that distant star. Two more. Last one of pulling in the energy. Inhale and sink it down. Hydration briefly before we begin the final movements. Beginning with basic taffy, left hand comes under the right elbow. Left heel comes out. Pull the palms apart. The underneath hand is the invite hand to the left. And now the other way. You're moving through a center point, which is quite energetic. You might try your whoosh there to make sure that you're using your core and then releasing because it's heavy energy right here. Whoosh. Basic taffy means that it's very sticky right here. Whoosh. Let's do two more. One's to the right, right hand under. Whoosh. And back to the left. For basic taffy. The first variation of basic taffy is anchor taffy. You're going to bring your left foot forward and your left hand underneath. Inhale here. Exhale back. Sink down. And come to the side. Right heel forward, right hand underneath. Open the hips. Sink it down briefly and then bring it to the side. Feet are in a V all the way through. Left hand underneath. Open the hips. Inhale, sink it down and bring it to the left. And two more cycles of this. First variation. Anchor taffy. And now coming back to the left. Sink it down. Anchor taffy comes to a graceful conclusion as we move forward to circles taffy, our second variation. Sinking and rising. Feet in a V. Left hand under. Pull the palms apart. Inhale, sink. 1, 2, 3. Right hand under. Pull the taffy. Left hand under. Two more cycles. One to the right now. And one back to the left. Beautiful. And now we have the joy of perpetual motion taffy with heel step. You ready? Heel comes down first. So when you raise the knee, let that bring up the heel and then drop heel to toe. And that gives you the heel step that we need here. And then here on the upper part, we have the heart protector move. We don't touch the arm, but there's definitely energy moving from the shoulder down to the inside hand. And since it's perpetual motion, Taffy, we just kind of know when we're done. Let's do one to the right here and then one back to the left. Beautiful. Inhale and sink it down. Rest on globes of energy. And now we're going to do working the pulley. So this is going to be your left hand coming forward and your left foot. And this will be the exhale hand. And you'll do a diagonal cross with this. Exhale and inhale back. Slide on the back ball of the foot and slide on the front heel here. As you move back, you slide on the front heel. As you move forward, you slide on the back ball of the foot. Last one on the left side. Good. Bring the feet back into a V. Sink it down. Bring your right foot forward and your right hand. And prepare for a diagonal cross. The other hand's under the hip. And exhale. Inhale this hip back. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go to 9. 7, 8, 9. Lovely. Okay, coming back here. Inhale, sink it down. We next come to light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Your feet are in a V. Sink it down. From that V, come all the way up to the crown of the head, which is the back of the skull. And you're going to sink and rise with your feet in a V. What's up here is a circle. It's the circle of the Tao. And now you circle 6 times here. 4, 5, 6, or 9, 7, 8, 9. Hold that energy there. Breathe. Maybe close your eyes for a second if you're not going to faint. And just breathe. Now sink and rise and let it go. It's the light at the top of your head that moves out and into the universe and back to your heart with your heart hand, your left hand on top. Inhale, sink it down slowly. Light at the temple, you're going to come back up now to your temples, just behind your ears. Light at the temple, feet in a V here, sink and rise. Circle the energy of yin and yang, all the opposites that we deal with every day. Hold the energy there. Sink and rise and let it go. Out into the universe and back to your heart with your left hand on top. Preparing feet in a V for joyous breath. Sink it down. Inhale it up, come up to the balls of the feet, and sink it down 4 times. And the third one, you drop. Second cycle of 3. Feet come down. And last cycle, there's 4 places to it. Here's the third. Beautiful. Rest on globes of energy and resistance to gravity. Passing clouds, all things do change. Brushing the elbow. See if you feel a figure 8. One more of passing clouds. Bring the foot back into center. And now we move into our final moves, which are 6 healing sounds. Heart is whole. Ho. Hu is the spleen. Hu. Tsu is the liver. Tsu. Sh is for the lungs. Sh. Shi is for the triple heater. Shi. And Chui is for the kidneys. Chui. Ho. Hu. Tsu. Sh. Shi. Chui. Ho. Hu. Tsu. Sh. Shi. Chui. Chui. Figure 8. Chui. Heel step. Chui. Chui. Mixing the energy of yin and yang, all the opposites, and coming into cosmic consciousness pose. Your left heel to your right ankle bone. Left hand is closest to the heart as you open the fingers and look through the window of eternity and over it. Interlacing the fingers, bringing them overhead. Open the legs. Feel the gratitude of thousands of years of Qigong, 6 centuries of Tai Chi, of all types. and the joy of doing 19 movements in one pose together today. Tai Chi Chih, with gratitude to Aquatic Park today and all of us who are here celebrating. Have a wonderful week.